Hi, this is the first in a series of Biofield tuning. I'll be tuning the root chakra today. A brief explanation of Biofield tuning is basically we're made up of water, electricity, and plasma, and the energy field around us is also affected by things that happen to us, any traumas, any events that happen get imprinted in our biofield, in our energy field. That can be heard through instruments. I can hear it usually through singing bowls and tuning forks. You can use other instruments. But today I'm going to be using singing bowls and tuning forks basically to listen to the root chakra, the energy field around the root chakra, and try to clear up that energy. This is going to be for the collective. I have a hologram right here. This table represents everybody who is watching it now, everybody who's going to watch it in the future. You are going to be pretty much laying on this table through the ethers. I know it's hard to wrap your brain around that kind of concept. It is for me, and I continue to be amazed whenever I do a distance session with somebody, but it really works and we just need to trust. So let's get started. First, I'd like you to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Nice cleansing breath. Again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. I'd now like you to imagine a bright colored light going in through the top of your head, through the crown. Inhale it in through your nose and have it go all the way through your body, and exhale it out through the bottom of your feet. By the way, if you haven't gotten cozy yet, please do so. I'm sorry I didn't mention that. Lay down or sit up. You don't have to sit up straight. You can just be comfortable. Again, a bright colored light. Inhale it through the top of your head, going all the way through your body. Exhale out through the bottom of your feet. I want you to think about an intention for healing today. With the root chakra, it's usually grounding, feeling steady, feeling secure with where you are and where you're going. So your intention for feeling safe, feeling settled, breathe it in through the top of your head, all the way through. Exhale out through the bottom of your feet. One more time, your intention for healing, a feeling of safety and calm. Inhaling it in through the top of your head and exhaling it out through the bottom of your feet. Releasing what no longer serves. Have it go right out through the bottom of your feet. Okay, I'm going to listen to the right on the bottom of your feet, right below your feet, not on your feet, right below, and that's called the Earth Star, and it usually tells me how settled, how grounded you are in your body and in your life. So let me just take a listen. This is for the collective. If I say something that resonates with you, I am most likely talking to you or many of you. Okay, so it sounds here like things are fairly steady. It sounds like you've been caught off guard for quite a while, and you're just starting to get your bearings, you know, like if you're doing some kind of a balancing act and you're like, whoa, and then you kind of get your bearings, but then it's still a little bit uneven, it's still a little unbalanced. That's what I hear is happening right here, which is not a bad thing at all. It's a sign that things are improving. That's what it sounds like as the collective. And I hear a shining light to it, that the light at the end of the tunnel, basically, is what it sounds like, honestly, which is so amazing to me. But that's what I hear. So we're going to take actually, it's not a bad sound. I'm going to clear that a little bit, try to smooth that out a little bit. Those of you who are musicians or have trained ears, you probably can hear the things I'm talking about. It's a little wobbly, but not bad, and there's a sheen to it. So let's just give a nice deep breath, and out through the mouth. When we do it together as a collective, it's more powerful for you and everyone. Let's try it again. Good, I can hear it. It's changing. It's kind of getting faster. Like we uncovered, like we unpeeled something. We took a layer off. And now there's something a little bit more underneath that's a little more frantic. So that being the case, I'm going to get my tuning fork. And the tuning fork, I feel, is more powerful. Pardon me while I leave the screen and get my tuning fork. And when I play it, we'll breathe together in and out. When you hear me breathing heavily, that's a cue to breathe along with me, and that'll move the energy out, that franticness. Here we go. Yes, I feel a lot of resistance. Somebody was trying to cover her up. Oh, everything's cool, we're good, well, we're a little off. But no, in reality, I sense a freaking outness. Sorry that I don't use real words, but that's what it sounds like, freaking outness. So let's breathe again together. Let's try and clear that. Some of you who are trained ears, you maybe heard a dual pitch going on. That means things are splitting. That means the energy, like the shell is cracking of that resistance. Let's try it again. Can you hear that? Right now I'm going through the energy. Going through it, just kind of combing through it to get those snarls out. Okay, you can just breathe naturally. Just make sure you're breathing deep belly breaths. Those of you who are in my groups, you know what that means. You hear how it's mostly high pitched now? We're breaking through the shell. That shell of resistance. so we can get to the core of the matter. That we're still feeling uneasy. We're still feeling frantic. It seems like a light at the end of the tunnel, but we're still unsure. That's what's coming to me. It's okay to be afraid, as long as you own it and we can clear it. Let's try that one more time. This is a fear that's been there a long time before the pandemic. This is a fear that goes down generations. Fear of where you are in life, in status, in every which way, in religion, in just everything. I lied one more time. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. Keep the air flowing. That's what's going to move that energy out. Okay, we'll leave that there for now. I'm going to do, in this series, I'm going to tune the Earth Star and at the top of the head, which we're doing next, the Sun Star, every single time before we get to whatever chakra it is. So in time, the Earth Star and the Sun Star will just start correcting itself. It happens with clients of mine. You can ask them. Well, I'm not telling you who my clients are, but if they speak up, they'll tell you, yes, my energy is starting to correct itself. Okay, so let's listen to the Sun Star right above the crown chakra. It's like, I call it the 8th chakra, and if you know anything about chakras, it's like the chakra that is always you without the body. It is your soul chakra. So let me bring you along with me. Here we are. Okay, I'm going to give one more listen. Okay, I hear, if those of you who are trained can hear what I hear 2 different vibratos or vibrations going on, and there's a slower one, and it's to me that indicates sadness, a great deal of sorrow, and there's a quicker one, really high pitched and really fast. It's like quivering. That's all I could say, is a quivering with worry, quivering with monkey mind and worry. That's how it sounds to me. So those 2, I'm going to smooth that out, but I think I'm going to use the tuning fork to try to clear that energy in the Sun Star. Yes, we're going to clear that. This is anybody who's watching and anybody who will be watching this. That's just how the ethers work. It's amazing to me too. Here we go. In through the nose. And push it out through the mouth. Yes, like I used to tell my brass students, just blow! Guess you had to be there. Lots of resistance, I can feel it. Stirring, I'm kind of combing through the energy. Like when I'm doing this, I can feel resistance in the energy field. Like it's like resisting again. It's like stirring up really thick, old, drying up paint. That's what it feels like right now. But we got to clear that energy, and it'll loosen up. I know it will. Here we go. Again with the deep breath. may be able to hear that the pitch is splitting in two. Okay, this time just breathe naturally and we'll just hold it there. Kind of like when you put a tuning fork into water and it just ripples out. That's kind of what it's doing in that area, just rippling out, pushing that stagnant, resistant energy out. Keep breathing. Don't forget to breathe. Okay. Back to the lower. That's where I'm going to be today. The root chakra. And I'm going to start with the right foot. And off of the right foot, all of our energy field goes out quite a bit. It's different for every person on different days. I find, well, research has found that if you're in a more country-ish or like a less populated area, your aura goes out, your energy field goes out a little further than if you're like right in New York, where you kind of have to pull your energy in a bit, or you should anyway, because our energy bumps up against one another all the time. I could do a whole nother video on that. I could just talk about that forever, but it goes out a bit. So at the end of our energy field is what is called an ancestral river. And on the right side is your dad's family, all of the lineage, your dad, his parents, their parents, and then it goes all the way back, you know, hundreds of thousands of people in this little area outside your biofield, the ancestral river. So we're going to give a listen just to that area in this one point and see what we can hear, off of the right foot. Okay, my goodness gracious. Okay, this is sounding very fearful, and the indicator for that area usually is, the emotion is our next steps and how we feel about it. And as a collective, I just hear a lot of franticness and fearfulness. And I don't think that this is a new pandemic feeling or sound. I feel like this has been happening for generations, this fear factor thing going on. So let's clear that. Let's clear that together. Here we go. You can probably even hear it in the fork. The fork's going a little crazy. Ah, it's screaming. Ah! Oh no. We can get rid of that energy. Replace it with loving energy. Let's try it again, in through the nose. Whoa. So much screaming, so much fear. That is what I'm hearing in our next steps and where we're going, how we're feeling about it. Okay, let's just breathe regular, and I'm just gonna hold that there for a while until it gets a little bit clearer. This is not the pure pitch of the tuning fork you're hearing. This is the tuning fork reacting to the energy that it is in, and eventually the tuning fork's pitch and tone will win out, and we will be pure again. Sounding much better. Can you hear just the pure sound? No, I can't, Jenny. That's okay. It's getting better. Okay, so I'm going to take that point now and go in toward the body. And this is all based off of research done by a mentor of mine, Eileen McKusick, and she's come up with the Biofield map, and I'm happy to show you what it looks like. Maybe I'll put it in a comment or something. I'll put it somewhere. I don't want to not give her credit. She'd be cool if I didn't, but I have to, because she's the mastermind behind this. And in all of these points, the ancestral river is on the outside, and then as you go in the energy field towards the body, the closer you get, it is more to you now, your age. But like right inside the ancestral river is gestation, birth, infants, toddlers, and then it goes on. So if I hear anything that's a little bit stagnant or different, I can tell you, the collective, something happened when you were such and such an age. So let's take a listen to that. Next steps and how we feel about it. This is your life. Okay. I hear a rough beginning of life, like maybe it was a hard childbirth and infancy, like not tended to. It sounds like there was a lot of crying and you were not being taken care of. That's what I hear. And then I hear like another little hiccup in the teen years. No surprise there. It's not as big as the young years though. Rough young years, like not being paid attention to, not being tended to is what I'm hearing. And then again, like the last 5 to 10 years. I do this for all of my clients. It's one of the first things we do. And you can really pinpoint things in your life that the energy is still there. You have to clear that energy out. You can talk about it, and talking is good. Talking is great. But unless you do something, use tools to clear that stuff, it's going to stay with you. So let's clear those three little places, those three big places in some instances. So let's try to clear your childhood, early infancy babies not being tended to. Here we go. Yeah, and there's so much resistance to this area. So much, I feel so much energy in here, so much static. And neglect. And I am gonna try not to cry myself, but sometimes those emotions come up, and I'm a channel, so it could happen. But yes, let's breathe on that. Another big breath. Here we go. Yeah. And if this isn't you, you know, oh, I had a great babyhood, childhood, you know, it was perfect. I was loved. I got women. That's wonderful. But let's just throw some love towards those people who maybe had a really hard childhood and first few months of their life, first few years of their life. I mean, I threw myself in the hologram here. Most likely, I could be one of those people in this soup causing this resistance. I was adopted and given up at birth, and no one really knows who took care of me the first few months. So that's the way it was. That's the way life was back then. The adoptions were a secret and all that. But I know it's not just me, because this was really intense. So let's just keep, breathe normally but deeply. Can you hear we cracked it a little? We cracked that open. But even hard childbirths, I'm hearing some hard childbirths going on here. I had the forceps. I don't know about you. Depends on what age you are. I was forced out because my birth mom had to go back to work because she hid her pregnancy. A lot of that in gestation, if your mothers were sad or going through trauma, abuse, that all shows up in the biofield. Let's give it one more. Yes, this is a sting that's not going away. This would take a while. I want to at least get it to where it's ringing more purely. I'm going to use a quartz crystal. I know that seems very woo, and this is a really scientific thing I'm doing, but actually quartz crystal is just a magnifier and intensifier, and that's scientifically been proven. So let me just put that on the end of the tuning fork and see if we can get that to settle down a little. Whoa. I feel it lessening. I don't know, can you feel that? You might be able to feel it at home. Some people can, some people can't. I've got higher, I'm going to throw some Reiki in this area just for love, extra love. Okay, let's put a little bit of love in our teen years. Let's breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth. Yeah, this one wasn't as intense, but it was like a little dent. Felt like a dent. It went. Yeah, it's not even putting up any resistance really. So I'll just hold it there. Let's just hold it there a couple times. There's no resistance, but there's a little bit of screaming going on. Stomping down the hall and slamming the door kind of stuff going on. Okay. And the last, about like 5 to 10 years. Yeah. Yeah, let's breathe on that. That's a lot of resistance there. Here we go. Changing jobs, losing jobs, having children, it's all in there. Parents getting older, that's all I hear. All those are the things I hear. This like adulting, the adulting. And it's actually depleting people. So let's do one more, and then I'm going to put my crystal bowl on it for some love. Dependencies, addictions. That's going on in here. A little bit of addiction stuff going on. Let's just comb through that. I want to comb that out a little bit more. Just breathe regular. Did you hear that? I'm breaking it open. Combing through it, and then I'll just give it some love. Are feeling that in your right foot, just breathing in, inhaling the bright white purifying light in through your right foot, loving healing vibrations in through your right foot. May Ivy sigh. Keep that right there. Let's take a listen to your left side. This is your mom's side, and we'll be listening to your mom's ancestral river. The ancestral river on your mom's side. Your mom, her parents, their parents, their parents, hundreds of thousands of people. And the very first one is the left foot outside here. It's the same thing as the right side. It's about out here, depending on who you are. And then as we go in, that's your life until we get to the now, okay? So here we go with your mom. By the way, the point on this point is stressors, trying to get away from stressors but being unable to. The predominant feeling is trying to get out of unhappy marriages. That's what I'm hearing. Unhappy marriages. It's not like often I will hear like the bondages of generations before that. They're in a huge abusive situations and they need to get away, or like even slaves and all that. But I'm not hearing that today. I mean, luckily, but I'm hearing sticking with the marriage and staying with it, and feeling a deep, aching sorrow along with it. Does that sound like your family? Does that sound familiar? It's the collective. You're not alone. Let's try to clear it. Let's try to clear it. Here we go. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Yes, and Spirit is pulling my tuning fork down, which is an indicator that this also, like the other side, is many generations deep, and it has been happening for a long time. This is not just the now or just a couple generations in. This is like what it's been like in the collective, staying in marriages, and I know that that has been past practice. So let's breathe again. Just not being able to get away. Now there's a little cry going on, and we're breaking the shell. Because it feels like they're very comfortable here. This is the way it is. This is the way it's been. You just don't leave. What would people think? What will people say? That's such old stuff that's coming up right now. I'm not sure who's all. Well, it's all of the old lineage. It's old lineage that we need to clear up, because I don't think it's all fully cleared up. That's why we're having all of these issues with male roles and patriarchal, and I'll stop. Let's breathe one more time. Ooh, we're broken. Cracked the shell. Yeah, very good. Keep breathing though. Just breathe deeply now. Just breathe naturally and deeply. I'm going to just hold it there a little bit. There's still a little hum in there. No, it's not the gong. I'm like, no, it's there. Try it again. Okay, I'm going to get my quartz out again. Stubborn energies. Just not wanting to let go of the unit, the way things were, that's just what it feels like. And like, no, we're fine with being oppressed and unhappy and stuck. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? That's life, right? No, we're supposed to be happy and free. That's what life is about. We're supposed to enjoy our lives. Let's try this and see what happens. Yep, we cracked it open. I'm going to give it Reiki. extra love. There's still a little hum. That would take a while, but it's a lot better. Okay, I feel like that has really improved. Okay, now I'm going to listen to your life on this point inside of your mom's ancestral river. I be stretching and doing all right. Okay, here we go. Okay, I'm not sure who is all in the collective, but it is a reoccurring theme from the right side to the left side. I hear big stress right inside at the very beginning of life. Could be me, but I don't think it's just me. And then in the teens, it's more pronounced in the teen years on this side, that you're trying to get away from a stressor. It makes sense. You know, you're a teenager trying to break free and be your own person and all that. And then this one is like the last 5 years, trying to get away from a stressor but not being able to the last 5 years. So let's do what we can to clear that. Let's clear for the babies. I already hear it splitting open, but it's very intense. It's so intense my throat is hurting, like I've been screaming and crying and screaming and screaming, and nobody's hearing me, nobody's coming, nobody's rescuing me, taking care of me. That's what it feels like. Let's breathe. Yeah. It's like a scream that won't go away. Let's try it again. It's calming down, it's being soothed, just sending all kinds of love and tenderness to all of the babies in this collective right now. Even if it wasn't you and you had a perfect babyhood, childhood, that is awesome. We all should get that. Just send the babies out there, send me and the other babies who were maybe not tended to as they should be, some extra love, extra love. It goes a long way, and then it comes right back to you. Yes, the resistance is gone, and that's clearing up nicely. Good work, everybody. Now we're at the teens. There's a lot of resistance here. We're going to have to do a cleansing breath, or 2 or 8. No. Here we go. Ready? Yes, telling that teen child it's okay. You'll be able to find your way. We still need to protect you. We still know what's best. It's cracking right open though, thank goodness. Okay, one more. It's still in the process of cracking. Okay, now the last 5 years. A lot of resistance. Feeling like you have to stay in a job that you don't like. Feeling like you have to stay in a relationship that doesn't serve you. And it's depleting you as well on this side. Let's breathe again. Doing what you think your family wants you to do. That's what's coming up for me. All of those things. Something with dentistry. I don't know what. It just entered my mind. Dentistry. So for whoever that is for, we're clearing that for you. I don't know what it is. If you are a dentist, if you have to have some work done but you don't think you want to, or it wouldn't be worthwhile, or clearing the old ways of dentistry. I don't know. Just came to my mind. And it cleared up too when I mentioned it. So, yay. Okay, so I'm going to do what is called a figure 8 over your whole body, the hologram. That helps make the energy intertwine from one side to the other. That is how you want your energy to be. You don't want to just energy on that side, energy on that side. We want it to integrate and go through. So I will do that. And then I'm going to do what is called columning and take all of that energy we just did and pull whatever's not serving you, kind of pull it up tight and have you come, it comes out the bottom of your foot. So here we're going to column, and I'm pulling the energy up. It's pretty resistant still, and it's going to all go up, up into the ethers. And I was like, in case you're feeling a little woo, and you might be, I like to do some grounding things. So let's And so it is. If you've had your eyes closed and are laying down, you can flutter them open. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Go ahead and roll over to one side. When you're ready, in your own time, sit on up. Otherwise, just bask in the glow and keep resting, keep laying down. It's up to you. I hope you enjoyed this very first of the series of Biofield tuning. I'm going to make this available soon, and I will let you know all of the details as to what you need to do if you want to continue on this journey. I recommend that you drink plenty of water after this, as any energy work can be very dehydrating, so drink a lot of water. It may not seem like anything is happening, but there were things happening and energy was moving all around you and out of you. So I recommend the water, and you may even feel very strange for the next few days. Emotions may come up. If they do, acknowledge them and send them on their way. Send them packing. You don't need them anymore. With that, I bid you adieu. Thank you for joining me today, and namaste.